Good evening, guys. Thanks for
Hi.
hanging in with us.
We are 10 minutes late because we were having technical difficulties, of course.
Yeah, we had to finally switch browsers. Not that you care. Anyway, so what's the tea? I'm Katie Morton.
And I'm Jennifer Palmer.
We are divinely guided. We're both intuitives, spiritual teachers, energy healers. We're all the things. We are all things to all people.
And definitely tech goddesses.
Oh,
I'm actually impressed we got this working tonight.
nailed it. Only 10 minutes late.
Guys, we saw that some of you were starting to post questions, but we lost it because we had to start anew. This is actually the third time we tried going live. So
is that? It felt like a
or
million.
fourth, I don't know, third or fourth, I don't know. So yes, if you already typed in and on the previous ones, please go ahead and put it in now.
Retype.
Sorry,
Yeah.
we're doing our best.
Forgive us. See, it's all about unconditional love. Do you still love us? We love you.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, are we ready?
I'm ready. Are you ready? We're only slightly frazzled. She was like, we're only 10 minutes late. I was like, stop rushing me!
All right, well, let's start.
Good, you're good. Shake it off. Shake it off. Okay.
So I just heard, well, at first I saw spring and you know, like the, when you push a spring down and then it bounces back, like, and then I heard spring forward all at the same time. And the sense of it is I think you're in a period of growth and they want you to really take that in. And sometimes we go through growth and it's just, I don't know, it feels hard or we don't see really how much we've grown or how far we've come. And they want you to really kind of take stock in it and to see how you've really come forward in some things. Compared to, I'm hearing like 2 years ago, like compare yourself to 2 years ago. How have you grown? What's changed? And I'm hearing the word phenomenal. And I think it has to do with just what you've been through and what you've overcome. But I think more about what's coming, like just phenomenal steps forward. I'm trying to see if I can get what it's about.
I got a song for you.
Oh, please sing.
It's, all right, well, I'll sing it. I can't remember the name of the, Alicia Keys. This girl is on fire. Anyway, sorry. Forgive me. I'm sorry that hurt. Anyway.
No, it's good.
But I was seeing crocuses, like, you know, crocuses sometimes will push up through the snow in early spring. And it was like that hard growth where you're like, flower in spring, am I even doing this right? Like, yes, I think the message is, yeah, you are doing it right. And giving yourself more credit for the growth you've been through, because I think sometimes we look around and the conditions still don't feel like they're serving us. Let's put it that way. And so then we think, well, it's all for nothing. And it's one of the things we have to learn here is that it's more about your vibration and the inner state that you are able to achieve and hold reliably without She's laughing because we just lost the chat, but I have the chat open on my phone. We're okay. Nobody go anywhere. Anyway, it's more about holding that inner state of the wisdom, that hard-won wisdom that you've earned, and learning not to fall apart in the face of adversity, and that perseverance, and keeping the faith and that hope alive within yourself, like keeping that. They're bringing to mind that song again, This Girl's on Fire, but it was like holding that torch for yourself, the inner flame. And all the yeah, don't. Anyway, sorry, my computer's giving ominous warnings, and
yeah, we're having major tech difficulties tonight, guys, like with connection and everything else. So
yeah, her stream just crapped out, and anyway,
we're not even using that much bandwidth. I don't know what's going on.
We're just not. I closed everything on my computer.
The other thing that was coming to me too is I heard Mission Impossible. So I think what they were trying to say with that is And I'm not even sure if you know what your mission is, but it feels like you might, or you might have an idea of it. And what they want you to do is to just really connect in with, even if it seems like whatever it is you're desiring to do seems like it's not going to happen, or it's impossible, or it just doesn't seem likely, that doesn't matter. Outward appearances are not where it's at. And you need to trust what's within and keep moving forward.
That's right. Because where it's at, I got 2 turntables and a microphone. All right, sorry. The songs are back. They've been gone for a couple of weeks.
All right.
You're just going to have to deal with it, everybody.
Who's next?
I am sorry if we missed anyone, because I know I hopped on the chat like I'm probably a minute or 2 late. So if you think your question got eaten, please repeat it. But we're going to go with Jean Butien, who says, "You were amazing with my nephew. Hoping to hear from my mom." Okay.
Good. So I'm not sure if this is your mom yet or not, but the first thing I see is a female smoking. So if it's not your mom, it's somebody else, though, that's a smoker.
And my right knee started hurting. So I don't know if that's your mom or somebody else.
And there's this taste that I get when people have had chemotherapy. I'm also feeling like I'm tasting chemotherapy. I know that sounds weird, but there's a certain taste.
It's like a metallic kind of taste.
So I'm getting that. I'm not sure if it's your mom. I don't feel like I have a strong connection, but I'm just telling you what I'm getting. Somebody is saying, and it feels feminine, that there's been a lot of difficulties in the family, a lot of heartbreak, heartache. Maybe it has to do with the death of your nephew. But whoever this is, they're saying it's important to come together in union, family, and to maybe certain people that are maybe closing down or shutting themselves away from everybody else, maybe to try to heal the pain and deal with the pain. What this person is saying is to really come together and unify again, and to get together again, come to that family comfort, that love, togetherness. And it doesn't even have to be in like remembrance of something. Not like, don't do the special dates. Get together outside of the special dates and just come together to be together. I think that's all I'm getting. Are you getting anything?
I think you were getting it.
I think we're going to have to rely on your stream because mine cut out again.
You okay?
So I'm just going to close my computer. It's not
Amy.
working.
That scares me, but okay, we're depending on this one, but we could always move to the chat up there if we have to. Okay. I always remember, we have the backup. Okay. Amy Moni.
Moni.
Hello. Any messages for me tonight about my career? Thank you. Okay.
I have a feeling there's some money coming your way, Moni. That's what they're saying. I'm cheesing it up a little bit, but
do it. That's my dog snorting and chewing on her toy, in case you're wondering what the ruckus is.
So I heard the word technical, and I was trying to find out what do they mean by technical. And so I think what I'm getting with this is this, whatever is coming might be a little bit more technical. No, I'm hearing, oh gosh, I don't know if it's less technical or more technical. Whoever this, they're kind of soft. Technical.
I think less.
Yeah. Well, I said more, and then it felt like they were saying less. So I think I'm going to agree with you. It feels like it's less technical. And what they're showing me is that you're building this foundation of this beautiful I want to call it a puzzle, this picture, but it's broken up into pieces, and you're not always sure like how the things fit in together, but they fit in really nicely. And whatever's coming next is like, it's kind of a big piece of the puzzle. And it's creating this, I'm hearing a beautiful landscape for what is to come, like beyond whatever's next. That it still feels like whatever's next is more like a temporary holding space for what's the future after that. But it's a really positive step. Are you getting anything?
Yeah. So I saw you with a briefcase and you walked into a boardroom and you like slammed the briefcase down on the table and you snapped the case and opened it up and it was full of money. And you were like running your hands over the bills. There's stacks. And then
What do you do, Amy?
Nice. And then you stood up in front of the room and there was like a projector. So there was like an image being projected on this screen at the front of the room. And you were kind of standing up there. And at first you seemed a little unsure of yourself having to give a presentation. And as Jenn was talking, she was talking about like, hey, you're not sure how the pieces of the puzzle fit. And you were sort of looking at the screen and it was like, okay, there's like a diagram on this and I have to present this. And I don't really know what I'm talking about. But the message I was getting about it was just sort of like, you know what, loosen up, like who cares? And you looked out and the room was, at first it was empty. And then I was like, she's presenting to nobody. And then it was like, no. And then it was a room full of empty suits. And if you know what that term means, it's like if somebody is an empty suit, it's like, it's not a very complimentary term, but, a lot of boardrooms are filled with them. So I'll just put it that way. But it was like the idea of like, you don't have to be self-conscious at whatever this is. It was like, just have a good time. And I did feel like whatever this is like funding your future. And so it's like, don't take it too seriously. Have as much fun with it as you can. And it's like, don't get wrapped up in the egoic. It's so easy to get wrapped up in the egoic day-to-day drama of career stuff and job stuff. And it felt like, it's like, don't take it too seriously. Just kind of roll with it and flow with it and have as much fun as you can. And I do feel like it's setting the stage for bigger and better things. So it's like, get in there and kill it and have a good time.
Yeah, it feels really good.
Yeah.
I hope that helps.
I hope so too. Okay, Rachel Rose Farber says, hey, any messages for me today, especially in relation to living situation / moving? Thanks, I'm struggling. Okay, Rachel. I wasn't getting a whole bunch of helpful stuff. What I was kind of getting was the, okay, now I'm getting it. This stuckness of it. So what they showed was you like looking at a place and it was like, I don't know, like run down and gross and maybe there was mice and it was just like this feeling of limit and lack and like, I can't afford anything and this is crap and I could move in with, my parents or something, but that would be horrible. I don't know. It was just this feeling of like no options and I don't know what to do. And then they showed me some advice that they had given me and Jenn today when you run up on some sort of a manifestation that it's not working and it seems impossible. What the guide said to us is we wind up because, hey, things happen. Sometimes things don't work out. Sometimes it does start to look hopeless. And what they said to us in terms of learning to manifest, it's really important to learn to become this sort of empty vessel and to release all expectations, because when we get stymied over and over and over again, we start to have crap expectations, and our mindset tends to circle the drain, and then it makes it impossible to manifest better. We just keep getting greeted with the poor expectations, and we wind up in this sort of cycle of manifesting crap, and it just feels hopeless. So what they showed us is a 2-step process. Number 1 is like snip, like all of those energies and those expectations. It's like, let it all sink through you into the floor, like releasing all of the negativity from the situation, and then becoming this empty vessel, filling the empty vessel with this bright white light of all the positive things that could help you manifest positively, like hope and unconditional joy and trust and faith in the process, and using prayer to ask for what you need and having positive expectations that those prayers are going to be answered, and kind of walking around with that. So basically what they were sort of saying to me was to like memory hold the past. Like imagine there's this break in the timeline, and that just goes black hole. It's gone. You're starting fresh. There's a new future ahead of you. And you can do that in every moment of every day, where you're just always going to be like, all right, I'm just going to pull in new energies. I'm going to pull in fresh, and I'm going to release that past that's no longer working for me. And I'm going to let go of all of the negative expectations that I've been caught up in because it just hasn't been working. The second thing I'm hearing is to use Abraham Hicks to assist with the mindset and the vibrations. So if you go to YouTube and you put in a little search bar at YouTube, Abraham Hicks, there's like a woman channeling a collective. If you listen to that, I mean, when I've gone through some tough times, I just put that on nonstop. It just can talk you out of anything. So definitely give that a shot. I think it's gonna help you. But it does feel like I don't have any like hard answers for you today. And this is what happened to me with like the situation I was going through where they had to give me the same advice. There's good stuff coming, but it's like you got to straighten out your vibration, otherwise it can't come to you.
This makes sense because when the only thing I got was wherever you go, there you are.
I got that too.
All I got.
All right, so I got the same thing. We both got wherever
that
you
really
go,
explains it.
There you are. And so what that basically means is you're dragging some baggage around with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and your vibration, like you have to deal with that somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah, because even if you were to move, that doesn't necessarily change your vibration.
Yeah. I was getting that. So yeah, keep doing the consciousness work, the healing work, raising the vibe. All right, Jess Mack likes our cute hairstyles. Thanks, Jess. Okay, going back up. Christy Wren, good evening.
Hey there, lady.
Right back at you. She says, any guidance for me tonight? Okay, Christy.
I'm feeling a lot of loved ones with you right now, and they're really, really happy for the steps you've been taking. I think sometimes you see yourself taking these little steps, and even if it feels big to you, I think you feel like sometimes they're just still little steps, but they're not, and they're saying you really have no idea. Sometimes the littlest step in the right direction changes everything, and your life has changed a lot. And it reminds me of the other reading where they're just saying, really take stock in what you've done and how you've shifted your life, and it's a monumental act to shift things the way you have, and it's beautiful.
Yeah, and they just want me to say too, the shifts that you've made have massive reverberations across lifetimes in terms of cleaning up karma, in terms of helping ancestors and other people. So when we make, it might seem like a tiny lifestyle shift or something, and then let's say in our own life, it doesn't amount to much. It is much more meaningful than we will ever know, because if we have people up the family tree who didn't get a handle on certain tiny habits or behaviors or whatever, they can wind up having to reincarnate into kind of crappy situations to figure out how to finally get over it. And if you can fix it, it fixes it up the family tree. A lot of times it can clean up the karma for generations in the past and to come, where they don't have to go through these tricky situations, because it's like, you did it, you healed it for a lot of people. So don't give up, and it just definitely feels like stay dedicated to those healthy changes that you've made and this new lifestyle, and it just know that it matters, I think, a lot more than you even can ever know.
I think that's good for a lot of people on here tonight.
Yeah, right on. Okay. Jess Max says, good evening, lovely ladies. Any messages for me? Thanks in advance. Okay, Jess.
So I'm hearing the George Michael song, Faith.
Okay.
I'm not going to sing it. Do you want to sing it? I don't even know all the words.
All I know is you
Gotta have faith.
Oh, look, we did a little duet.
I think this has to do with you not knowing where things are supposed to be going and feeling, at times frustrated with the lack of movement or not sure what direction to go or what your calling really is. And I think sometimes you've had glimpses of it, but then you're not sure. And, everybody has their own path, their own journey, and it's important. And all you can do is be present with the journey, be open to what's being shown to you, and know that wherever it is you're at is not the end of the journey. There's always something ahead. And we don't always know where we're going. And in fact, a lot of times we're going in a different direction where we think we're going, and that's just part of it. And you can't always steer the ship. Sometimes you have to just let God, universe, creator, whatever it is, whatever term you like to use, you need to allow them to make course corrections or to help you figure things out, and to do it in just a space of non-attachment. Whatever needs to be is what will be. So there's a couple different things coming. So it reminds me of when I first opened up nourishing, started offering detox services like foot baths, sauna, colonics, a lot of things that weren't exactly anything that I ever dreamed I would do. But all I want to do was be a service. And I knew that I had to be opening Nourishing Journey, providing these services. And it wasn't like a major calling, hey, I want to do colonics. Yes.
Yay.
But at the same time, I don't resent it. And I'm just really glad that it's a part of everything I do, because it helps a lot of people. And so whatever way I can be of service is what I'm doing. I'm not saying you need to go do colonics, but sometimes your way of service, the way you need to help people, is a little bit different than what you necessarily think, at least for part of the journey. And that's okay. What's important is to be really present in who you are, and the gifts that you bring are brought through with that presence, whether you are sweeping a floor or cooking somebody dinner or changing a diaper or whatever it is, you're being of service. And you can do that with love and presence and connection. And that above anything else is it's key to everything. So just being a part of everything, loving everyone around you as much as you can, trying to be of service. And it just opens up all the doors when you're in that kind of space of gratitude and just wanting to help. It takes your expectations out and allows every door of possibility to open for you. And they want you to have faith that you're going to step through the right doors, and that the right doors are going to open to begin with. And I just heard, you will not be led astray.
Yeah, all of that. Also is hearing the right people, the right connections. And I feel like you might need to take some classes. It feels like some sort of like an online, if you're having like an inkling or a curiosity about a topic, it does feel like it's time to put a little money into it. It doesn't seem like, a lot. I feel like a lot of online courses these days, like, might be like a couple $100 or something, but it feels more like some sort of a live portion of the class or some sort of a group element where there's going to be like online socializing or networking or practicing with people or something like that. It definitely feels like it's time to pursue whatever this is. I feel like you're called to like go in this certain direction, and then you're just kind of like, it's like, do the thing, whatever that is that you feel called to. There's something you're supposed to, you already know what it is, or if you haven't. Yeah, she says she's been getting the same angel numbers every day, pretty much trying to decode. Pretty interesting ever since last year it's been happening. Tell me what the angel numbers are. We might be able to help you decode.
Yeah, and a lot of times when you start seeing the same angel numbers, it often means you're really on track, that you're doing the right things, and it's just one of the ways that they can talk to you and give you confirmation.
Yeah. We'll see if we can catch that later for you, but I think that's it for now. So let us know about the angel numbers, and if there's any sort of learning you're thinking about embarking on. It feels like it is time. Okay, Liz Edmondson says, any healing messages for me tonight?
So I see an image. Well, first it looked like kind of like energy swirling, and then I saw you standing at the beach with the waves coming in at your feet. And it's funny, I was just telling somebody, I was talking to Whitney today about our Florida retreat and how I'm sure we're going to be standing in the ocean, like having the waves come up and take things away.
Ooh,
right? I know.
Nice.
So I think that's where that's coming from. I'm not trying to sell a retreat or anything, but
go to divinelyguided.tv and sign up for the retreat.
Or just go to a beach. I don't know.
Or go to a beach.
But it felt really energizing and releasing all at the same time in this image. And you were there by yourself. I'm just trying to see what else I can get from it. If you were very by yourself, so it's like a self-processing kind of a thing, and being very present, very internal. And as the wave was coming in, it was like grabbing everything you're ready to let go of and just pulling it away.
Yeah, and they're showing me a few different rituals you can do in the absence of actually being at the ocean. They were showing me an Epsom salt bath, along with like a lit candle and a meditation. They also showed me, oh gosh, what was it? It was it was going to the bank of a river and writing down whatever you needed to release. You have to get like this paper that can dissolve to do this one, but then you put the dissolving paper in the water. I don't know where you get that, but they were sort of bringing that to mind, that if you just put like a piece of loose leaf paper in the river, like somebody's going to catch it like 15 feet down and be like, miss, you dropped your paper and it says weird things. So maybe not that, but make sure it's disappearing ink. Anyway, so yeah, and then the other thing they showed me was writing it down and doing like a burn ceremony, like where you could, burn it in a jar or in a fire pit or whatever you might have. So there's different options you can do, but it's good for everybody. It's good to let things go.
Yeah, I also feel like recharging is important too. So with the energy of the vision, with the beach and the waves coming in, there was definitely an energetic component there, a recharging of your energy. I don't know. It also feels like there have been people who've been pulling from your energy. Some people call them energy vampires. It's kind of, I don't know, kind of a nasty thing to say. So, but people just pulling your energy and taking a lot from you. And I think you need some time to recharge.
Yeah, so one of the things they're also calling to mind, what you can do is just intentionally, they were showing the idea of the leaky faucet, and it's like plugging up your energy field anywhere there might be these energy leaks. Not, people don't intentionally siphon off your energy, but it happens. And so it was like the idea of like, you just intend, I'm calling my power back. I'm calling my soul back. I'm calling my energies back to me. And anything that you feel you're missing, I'm calling back my charisma, my charm, my happiness, my stability, my joy, whatever it is, you can call it back to you. Because sometimes people can siphon those things off and they use them for their benefit. They don't realize where they're getting them from or what they're doing. They're not doing it on purpose. But then we wind up with this like weird, messy life as a result. So sometimes if we feel like there's something amiss, we need to call it back. Call back the soul, call back all the things. Because there can be pieces of us kind of littered throughout the universe and in different lifetimes even,
Yeah.
If you're going to do that, sometimes it's good to make sure you have an energy healer on speed dial.
Yeah, that can be a little rough sometimes.
Yeah, if there's traumatized soul aspects that are out there and then you call it back, you can be like, what's this? So, just fair warning. Okay. We love you too, Wit. Okay, Carrie Goulet says, anything for me today? Okay, Carrie.
So I just had a mix of two songs there. It was that moving on. I guess I'm not sure what that means.
Wow, moving on up and
Tomorrow. Well, I think what they're just trying to say is you are moving in a very good direction, and moving on up is about like getting out of the slums, right? And weren't they in a really not so great part of town, and they moved into a better place?
And they moved into a deluxe apartment in the sky high.
And then tomorrow feels like, and it's coming. So I think what they're trying to say, and I feel like this has to do with your mission work, really coming into your own. I'm hearing yes, yes, yes. And someone just said, it feels like a loved one said, bring it. I also get the sense that you're going to look back, like after all this happens, maybe a year or two down the road, maybe two, you're going to look back and you're going to be like, wow, I can't believe I'm doing this. I can't believe I'm doing the things that I set out to do, and I'm helping these people. And 5 years ago, I had no idea this stuff even existed. Like it never would have been a thought in my mind. And they want to use that as a good example for trusting your journey. Carrie came in the Nourishing Journey and came to see me for a service. And I introduced her to energy healing, and it changed everything. And your desire was piqued because you opened up. And they want you to understand that opening was a huge turning point. And I feel like this is a message for a lot of other people. I feel like, Carrie, they're using a little bit of your story to help others see a path. Most of the time, what we're if we haven't found our calling early on, but we know we're meant for something larger, then we do have a larger mission or calling that we're trying to figure out or find. And most of us, if we have something big, we feel it. And we can't describe it. We just know it's bigger than us. And so many times, though, we get lost in it because we think we should know it. And instead of, we're not into thinking, well, I don't know what it is, so I'm not moving. Or that looks interesting, but maybe I'm afraid of what people think, or this or that or the other. And there's too many thoughts that are interfering with the opening to the mission and the path and the journey that takes you on. And we really are in the time of the ascension, where we're in the time of awakening, and so many people feel confused right now. But it's only because we're waking up. And it reminds me of, how when your alarm first goes off and you just wake up out of a dream and you aren't even sure what reality is, but you're abruptly awoken. That's kind of what a lot of people are going through right now. We're being very abruptly awoken. The alarm is going off. It is time. And there's a lot of pieces to put together when you wake up. And some people have had many decades to wake up. Other people are just suddenly having to blossom awake and function right away. So wherever it is you are on that journey, it's really important to connect with your mission. And the time is now, and we don't have time to mess around. So dig in, allow yourself to open to your mission, live for your soul's purpose here. Put everything else on the back burner as far as like what people think or what your fears are. Just kind of like, I'm mission focused. Like this stuff that I keep making as a distraction, it's not important, or I need to heal it or something else. So I need to either move it back, heal it, get it out of my way so I can keep moving forward. And coming back to Carrie, that's exactly what they've seen Carrie do. And I think that's it.
I think you got it.
All right.
That's all the things, girl.
Yeah. Hopefully it helps some people.
I think, yeah, I'm sure it will. That was quite amazing. All right. Faye Robbins says, can I get a message from guides? Hopefully tell me if I know the person who took my puppies. Thank you.
Took your puppies?
What the heck?
So I'm not getting anything about the puppies, but what I am getting is I'm drawn to the heart area, and I feel like they really want you to do some healing around the wounding and things that you've had, a lot of old things, and maybe it feels like there's a lot of things coming up here for healing. I really feel a lot of congestion. Of clearing and healing and moving forward that needs to happen here. I'm not sure what this means, but I just heard mom. So it might have something to do with your mom. If it's not something to do with your mom as far as her causing wounding, it might be an ancestral connection. I do feel like there's an ancestral component here through your mom. It may have also been that she caused some wounding. I'm not sure, but I definitely feel the connection with the ancestral energies, and that part of your mission here, part of what you're here to do, is to heal that. And I just saw a coin. It was like someone flicked a coin, like they flick it and it goes rolling in the air. I do feel like I don't know if you've had financial struggles or anything recently, but it does feel like that's turning around. I don't feel like I'm getting anything else except that there's two more good things to come. That's all I'm getting.
Okay, so I was getting a couple of things, I think, about the puppies. So the first thing I heard was check Craigslist. And I wasn't sure if it seemed like you should look. They were saying there's like no guarantee the dogs are going to turn up on Craigslist. But the two things I was getting to look was for like if somebody could try to give them away or sell them or something like that. Or like lost dog, like if they found the dog and they're just trying to find the owner. So it was like those two places. And then the sort of the spiritual advice around it was the idea of like, let's say, for example, like we leave our keys on a table and then we turn around and they're gone and we're like, who stole them? You know, and sometimes we'll have that sort of reaction. And then you look and like, they just fell on the floor. So it was sort of like, be careful how you handle this, because we tend to, just like from unconditionally loving, I think, karmic space, they're saying like, just be careful with your response and your energies in terms of being the observer. To just slip down into the ego perspective as you go through this of trying to piece together what happened or to recover the dogs possibly. And again, I'm hearing no guarantees on it, but it's like, just really take care of yourself and your vibration and the healing process through this situation, and just be really mindful of it. Like, don't let yourself go to dark places or to really flip out about it, because it would be easy to do, but it wouldn't be helpful. And I think that's it. Okay. Okay, Maureen Casey Evans says, do you know who my spirit guide is?
I'm definitely seeing an angel. Trying to get a name. I'm not hearing a name, but I see the angel very, very, it's really big.
Yeah, I was hearing Orishom, so that's a type of angel, and I was also hearing many angelic guides. And that does mean working on the vibration. Like if you're looking to communicate with them, you have to really raise the vibe up. They have a nice, high, delicious, tasty vibe that humans don't have. So to turn your radio station frequency higher, basically, if you want to get in tune, get in touch. I do feel like some heart healing has to happen first. Some heart pain that is preventing a good, clear connection. Then they're just saying, like, letting go of stories of loss. You know, we all do experience loss and it sucks. I'm not gonna lie. But we have different perspectives that we could choose about loss. Some are more helpful than others. So it's kind of choosing those perspectives that bring you to peace and that can bring you to joy, and move you through and past the past in a more graceful way. Because we can wind up re-wounding ourselves over and over again with the process. We can really kind of drag ourselves down into it. So it's like really looking for those higher perspectives, looking for meaning in loss. Every time we go through something bad or hard, in life. I hate to even do this because some things are just bad. They just suck. There's just no joy in them, and that can be the case. It's just true. But we always learn and grow from them. We have the opportunity to learn and grow and become stronger and better from anything that we go through, or we can become worse. We can become bitter and hard and sorrowful and victims about it. And so we really have to choose carefully in every moment how to process in a way that feels good to us and that works.
I was getting something and then I lost it.
Sorry.
No, it's not your fault. That's the hard part about channeling. It's like, you're like, okay, I don't want to forget it because it comes in and you're just like, I got to say it, but I can't yet. Okay. Oh, it's gone.
Yeah, it happens.
Where was the question again? Let me just tune in because I feel like it was important.
Maureen Casey Evans had said, do you know who my spirit guide is? Okay. And then we went on a very long other thing.
About
vibration and heart healing, yeah.
I'm just trying to reconnect back in. So it was, what they were saying is, a lot of times we get kind of caught, we call it caught in the weeds. We get caught in the weeds with whatever's going on in our lives and we get really in it. And it was reminding me of a time that I was having a problem with somebody and I was really upset. They were mad at me, but I didn't feel like they should have been mad at me. I didn't do anything wrong. And I was spinning out about it because I was so defensive in my own mind about them being mad at me and blaming things on me, but I didn't do anything. And, but I also wanted to be honest with, well, did I do something that maybe I'm just not aware of that I really need to work on or fix? Am I being blind to something? But I was just rolling around with it in my head. I was like, what is happening? And then I called in Archangel Uriel and I was like, please just help me know how to see this. Like, what work do I need to do in this? What work is any of it mine? And if it's not, like, calm me down, help me get to sleep. Because it was one of those nights I was thinking I was just going to be up all night. And this really beautiful energy came in and just instantly calmed me. And I literally heard, you did nothing wrong. This is not about you. This is about the other person. And I was like, well, is there anything I need to learn? Is there anything I need to understand on my, just how to let it go? And I was like, okay, then. And I let it go and I slept amazingly that night. It was so wonderful. But it's that kind of a thing. You can call them in to really help you connect, to figure things out, to heal, to love, to open your heart. They're just, the angelic realm is so amazing. And I work with them often. And if you can get any kind of energy healing training, or I know in the past I've run archangel activations, and I also teach an angelic healing modality myself. But there's lots of people out there that do. I recommend taking the class and really connecting with the angelic energy.
Yeah, it is beautiful.
Yeah.
And the one last thing I was hearing is that you're doing pretty good about whatever this is with the heart healing, but they just said there's certain aspects that stick in your craw that still
Gosh,
need.
Yeah. Something. That's true for everybody. I don't know.
Right? I know.
Yeah.
All right. So I don't know what you want to do with timing because it's almost 8, but we started late. So
yeah, let's go a few more minutes.
Okay. Julie Cook Goatsinger. Hey, Julie. Says, hi, ladies. Would love a message from my spirit guides. Okay.
I get so many weird random messages sometimes, but I saw like an image of a dog and then I saw you running, like jogging. And then I heard significant times and then perpetual motion. I think they want you to, I don't know if you've been running around a lot or preoccupied with things, but I feel like they want you to really come in, connect deeply, really be focused inward. I feel like you're focused a lot outward.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna pipe in because what I'm feeling like is that there are some things, some relationship struggles that are like not tooting your horn right now. Let's put it that way. And it was like that advice of like hang in there with it. It was also like don't run away from it. It was like sitting still. The idea of, we've said this a few times tonight, but it's like the idea of working on the vibration instead of the problem. It's like you're trying to work a problem or run from it or figure it out or like do the things or or distract yourself with work or other stuff. And it does feel like it's really where you go there as opposed to trying to tinker with the actual circumstances of it. And I hope we're not breaking up too much because we keep getting this warning message.
Yeah, doesn't look like we're losing anybody, but
a little bit. We lost about 5. I'm gonna skip because I saw this one message that I feel like this person needs some help. So she said her boyfriend was recently murdered. The pain is so unbearable. I don't know how to heal. I feel like I can't keep going. I can't even meditate anymore. Any advice would be so greatly appreciated. Thank you. And that is for Gabina Gossi, Gosse.
so I'm going to really push because they're saying energy healing, energy healing, energy healing. You need some energy healing. It really helps deal with the grief. It'll help you work through it. Getting energy healing from somebody who's also more of like a spiritual coach or, or brings an intuitive guidance or really good intuitives, they can help you work through some of the consciousness work around it too, because part of it is, you're not just grieving a loss, you're grieving somebody was taken from you. Somebody was taken out early. They weren't allowed to live their life. And so there's usually some sort of a blaming or a victim feeling there. And yeah, I mean, I can't imagine just smoothing over that's a really difficult one. It reminds me of when I first did one of my first talks I ever gave was on playing the victim role and kind of coming into your power and how do we overcome it. We all have this this archetype of victim, and part of what we're all here to explore is how do we overcome that to become the hero. It's the hero's journey. And some of us have less difficult experiences with that. Some of us have really horrendous experiences, but the lesson is still the same. When I gave that message, there was a lady, a mother sitting in the front row, and her daughter's boyfriend killed her daughter. And of course I was like, oh Lord, who am I to be speaking about overcoming your victim experience to get into your power when I have never experienced anything like that. But she said, everything you just said was perfect. And I've done that. She was able to do that. I guess she knew about the idea of the hero's journey or some form of it. And she was able to forgive and the pain from that experience. And God bless her, because I don't know, I would hope I would be as wonderful in that experience as she seemed to be. I don't know that I would have it, but that's where it would need to go. That's where the focus is. That's how you heal, because otherwise you're in perpetual heartbreak, and there's no easy way around it. The healing work and the awareness of how to move beyond it from a perspective and consciousness point of view. None of us experience tragedy in our lives in vain. I mean, really, it's all there to really help us in some way to heal or grow, open our hearts, Sometimes the worst things that we go through are the things that open our hearts the most, if we allow it and if we nurture that. But sometimes they also make us close. And so there's always a choice of, do you open or do you close? And, the goal is to open. Always the goal is to open.
Yeah, and I'm just going to jump in here because what they're saying is the choice is about polarization, and what do you do with the catalyst of it? And in this moment, there's that choice of closing and being hard and bitter and angry and wanting revenge and answers, and there's opportunity to blame God and spirit and other humans. Like, we can really go down the path of the battle that is not to serve anyone, really. It's just like to just revenge, really. So, but opening is a much different journey. It's much more uplifting. It's harder in some ways. It requires you to be a really big person about it, and it's exploring topics of unconditional love and forgiveness that can be really difficult, but worth it. And hard won. Sorry, I'm cracking up.
Yeah.
So I think we should do one more. We have Neva Bowers.
Well, first, real quickly, let me come back to her.
And also I got energy healing. Just, that was the first thing I heard. So
yeah, I totally agree. So please, if you're hearing this, definitely find a good healer that you trust and feel comfortable with, and go for it. But I just want to say, we love you. Everybody loves you. You've got so much support, and it's okay. Like, it's you're going to come through this, and so are those around you. Lean on the people you lean on, and go toxic energy around it as much as you can, because that will do nothing but you.
Okay. All right. Neva Bowers says, truly grateful for any messages if you're so drawn. Okay, Neva.
So the image I'm seeing is you're standing in the middle of this. It reminds me of what could be a tornado, but it feels more energy related, like swirling energy. And you're standing in the center of it with your arms up and feeling strong. And it's almost like what might knock other people down is just, it's almost like it's empowering you. See if I can get anything else about this. If you have anything, jump in.
All right. Well, they're yelling it. It's interesting because I saw you in a field of sunflowers, and I had to double take because I know you put a little sunflower in your message. So I was thinking, was I just taking it from that? And then they yelled it. They're like, field of sunflowers. So I don't know what that has to do with the tornado, the empowering tornado. So they're just calling out some of the qualities of a sunflower. It's like a tough, tall, thick stalk. It's hard to just take one down. They're very resilient. Hardy flowers. Now they're bringing me to mind the seeds. You could have a meal off of the head of a sunflower with those big seeds. And I just heard headstrong. And I'm just hearing these are all qualities that serve you. And, they never dish out things we can't take. I know it sounds like, oh, really? But yeah.
Yeah, it feels like you've had some turbulent times in your past, and but it has made you who you are. And like, there's such a strength about you. It feels really good. And it's created a great foundation in a lot of ways for you. And now I'm just seeing, like I saw a journal with a pen. So I feel like they want you to start journaling if you're not already. And they want you to go deeper. Part of the standing, a lot of times people have to get really strong. Look, to just, when you have that kind of energy or those things happen, things get flown around, you know what I mean? Like, and they want you to kind of pull it back in and see where things are and take some deeper looks within about, how are all the systems? Is everything running okay in there?
I just heard don't pave over it. Process it, look, and go higher.
Yeah, and that's not gonna hurt you. It's not gonna take you down. It's not gonna take away your foundation or anything like that. It's literally gonna make it even stronger.
Yeah, I was just getting the idea of sometimes what we do is like, no, I'm good, it's fine. Like, no, I'm fine. And then what we do is we shove it down into our vibration, and then it's in there, and it's like, it's not. It's not. I mean, yeah, it's fine. We can do that. It's a way of coping, but it's not great for the vibration. And then we tend to, when we don't process things really well, we don't then learn from them. We don't raise our vibration. We don't come to higher levels of consciousness. So, we don't have to do it in a way that's like painful or horrible, but look at it. I have a past loved one who came in that's tickling my throat. You know the one.
I do. I know the one.
It makes it so you can't even talk. So.
Yes. Yeah. All right, guys. I guess that's it for tonight. But if you're interested in developing your intuitive skills and learning things spiritually, getting activations, meditation, join our soul growth group. We have a lot of fun. We've got great people in the group, and they've really come a long way. And they're really developing their skills, and they're such awesome people. But yeah, so divinelyguided.tv.
Yeah. If I could get through this live, I think I'd like.
It's been a rough one tonight. I don't know, guys.
There's only 10 people left. Thanks for you hung in there. There's crying. There's coughing. There's tech difficulties.
I don't know.
Come to Florida. We'll all wash it away in the ocean. All right.
All right. We love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.